guys, this is going to be a quick walk around of my '01 Bandit 1200S. So, second generation Bandit. Different from the previous model is the half fairing. It's a little newer looking than the old one, which I think really looks ugly. But throttle sensor on the carbs to make it run a little better, and six piston calipers in the front. Let's see, I'm gonna go through this pretty quickly because YouTube won't let me upload anything bigger than 1 gig. So here we go. Upgrades this bike has, I put some CX14 frame sliders. They're a little long, so I think I'm gonna cut them down just a bit, just so they don't catch in the pavement if I lean the bike. The reason why I got them is this bike is pretty heavy. It's almost 400 and some pounds. So one day in a parking lot, it was sandy, my foot slipped, and that's what happened to my casing. If I would have had these frame sliders, I would have saved the casing. But it's not major, it's just paint. The exhaust, I went ahead and took out this rear plate. You just gotta drill out these holes and take this off with the rubber mallet, and then drill some holes in this plate, and it really makes the bike run better. Because it came rich from the factory, so just leaned out the mixture a little bit. It also has a K&N filter. 2 teeth up in the back, so it accelerates a little better than stock, but it can still cruise great around the highway. I think it does 70 around 4 or 5,000 RPM, which is not bad considering this bike only has 5 gears instead of 6. Yeah, and I also painted this black because the clear one was starting to yellow, and I polished the lips on this rims. Other than that, the bike's completely stock. Oh, another thing I did was cut out this big ass mud flap on the back, and it just makes the bike look a lot cleaner. But yeah, bad things about the bike, it's heavy, but you know, you'll get used to that eventually. The suspension's really soft, so what I did was change springs front and back, and then change to a 20 weight oil in the front. Now the bike handles a lot better, not as sluggish as before. Other than that, I had one mechanical issue with this bike, and that was with the starter motor, and it just gave out on me. When it started, it would just click, but when you banked it would start. So I was gonna replace it, but I opened it up. Turns out the carbon brushes were stuck. They were rusted out and they were getting stuck, so I just cleaned them out with some brake cleaner and some sandpaper, and now it starts up every time. Another minor complaint is these carbs have a vacuum fitting on the back, and only one's used for the fuel, but the little nipples that plug them, they started to get I guess hard and corroded, and they just fell off, so the bike was sucking in unfiltered air. So you guys gotta watch out for those. If your bike sounds like it's sneezing when you're at a stoplight, that's your problem. It's one of the vacuum lines is cracked. Other than that, this bike's run great for me, and it's a great all-around bike. It'll commute, it'll go up the mountains, it'll tour. Other than off-roading, this bike will pretty much do anything. I already can off-road just a tad. But yeah, let me start it up. And I'll need my other hand for the clutch. But yeah, that's the bike. I think the exhaust really sounds just where I want it. Not too loud, not too quiet, and the bike runs great. It didn't cost me anything with just drilling holes in the back baffle. Now the bike runs awesome. Before it was a little rich, like I said. But yeah, if you guys are considering a bike that will do pretty much anything Really, it really is a cheap bike for the size and the features you get. You guys should consider the Bandit 1200.